Hi, Richard.
Hi, Ayub.
Hi. I understand there was an agreement on a Syrian ceasefire yesterday.
That's right. The Security Council of the United Nations met yesterday in New York, and they approved a 30-day ceasefire. And during that, the idea is to get aid in and medical evacuations out. Now, already I understand it's not being followed in the region, and many are cynical about whether it will be followed, but it is still a major step forward and a very unexpected one. And I do believe that Operation Prayer Power played a major part in that happening.
That's amazing. Could you share a little bit about how Operation Prayer Power can actually impact a humanitarian crisis like that?
Yes, I mean, it's a brilliant design, as I think you know very well,
Yes.
by Dr. George King, whereby we have a strategic approach. You can store hundreds, in fact thousands, of prayer hours of people praying, and then you can release that stored energy in a very, very short space of time. So one of the things we did was target the very beginning of this Security Council meeting on Thursday with a discharge of 330 prayer hours that went out in just 22 minutes to start that whole process rolling. Now, I was watching the media all week, and nobody expected this resolution that I heard to take place. Everybody said Russia will veto it. We've heard all this before. It won't happen. And, you know, workers in light, it's very easy to get disheartened, but there are such wonderful people in that region bringing aid, helping with ambulances, makeshift hospitals. They need all the energy they can get. And also the politicians involved need all the inspiration they can get. I don't think anyone will disagree with that.
Definitely.
And so we also supplemented this later with Operation Space Power 2 during the Security Council meeting. So thousands of hours of energy from the Cosmic Masters were also sent, which is something, again, that Dr. King left us the ability to do. And the result came through, as I say, completely unpredicted.
An average kind of person would say, why aren't these wars being stopped with so many people who pray all over the world, and not the Operation Prayer Power that we do, and the Space Power and all the other activities that we do to try and affect these conditions, and yet peace isn't brought about? Why do you think that the peace never lasts, or aid never lasts, or hope never lasts?
Well, I mean, undoubtedly, there's some very dark forces, some very selfish forces at work on this planet. I don't think you have to look too far to see that. So there's not just forces of light, there's not just people praying, and everyone who's praying is helping. I'd like to stress that. I mean, this is a chink of light. This is not a solution, but a chink of light can gradually spread and become an illumination if enough energy and power and spirituality goes in from many different sources. I mean, I believe, obviously, that Operation Prayer Power is uniquely effective, but there are many other wonderful ways of praying, of sending energy, of sending light. Obviously, the 12 blessings we recommend, 12 blessings online services, attendance, if you can, at an Aetherius Society headquarters, branch or group, or in your own way. And it will make a difference, because to answer your earlier question, then people in the region get inspired, they get enabled, they get energized to do the good works they're doing.
Yeah. So it could be said that there just isn't enough light being put out to these situations, which because if there was, these situations would become a lot more peaceful. They would last.
Yes.
There'd be a lot more aid coming in and support.
Yeah, and the karma would change too, which is another big factor. I mean, the more people that get engaged, the more karma is manipulated for the benefit of that situation. And of course, that's an enormous factor. It's the key factor. So the combination of spiritual energy and karmic manipulation is the answer that Dr. King left us.
We all believe that thoughts affect things, that thoughts are things. And just give us an example of how our thoughts can actually affect a situation like that, giving a real world example.
I mean, I think everybody knows, really, from their own experience, that thoughts affect things. I mean, we all know what it's like to be around someone who's down, maybe for, understandable reasons, depressed. This can be a cloud over a whole atmosphere of a room, of a family, of a business, people who are negative. I think it's well known, whereas a positive, energized approach changes things for the better.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
this is taking that sort of localized principle, if you like, onto a global scale. I mean, one thing I would like to stress is I think Dr. King empowered people to give global service. There are lots of people who do believe in healing. They believe you can make a big difference to an individual, and you can. Everybody can heal. They don't think, though, they can make much of a difference, say, in Syria. So they sort of stand back, not out of selfishness, but sort of a sense of helplessness.
Sure.
And what Dr. King said, well, yes, you can.
Yeah.
You can make a difference. You might not think you can, but you can do a lot. You won't know what you do, but it will make a difference. And the more energy that goes out and the more concentrated, and where we're very fortunate in the society, the Aetherius Society, is that we have the ability to work in cooperation with beings from other worlds, the cosmic masters, and that makes a massive difference.
Brilliant. So what would be a good starting point for someone who is feeling helpless about the Syrian situation, other situations as well, so that they can actually make a difference?
Just raise your hands, visualize white light, send out your love energy, use a prayer that you believe in. I would recommend, as I say, the 12 blessings, but there are others. And just do it with all your heart and all your feeling. Okay. And I would say this, that you will start to feel that energy. You may not feel it immediately, or you might. I certainly did. My very first time I tried what Dr. King called dynamic prayer, I felt an incredible reaction, which staggered me, actually quite disturbed me.
Wow.
At the time, I was at university, I thought, what's going on here? But that won't happen to everybody, but we're all different. It doesn't really matter. But in time, you'll feel that energy. It's a real thing. It's not a matter of faith alone. It's an experience.
Definitely.
You know, we like to call it a King Yoga experience.
Definitely, definitely. I understand there's also a 12 Blessings online service as well.
Indeed, you can go to 12blessings.org and join in with, I mean, many targets are focused on there. One of the big difficulties in the strategic tools, if you like, that Dr. King left us, in Operation Prayer Power, Operation Space Power 2, is finding a target. Sure. And all week, we've been trying to target it. We sent out over 880 prayer hours from our Operation Prayer Power batteries in London and Barnsley. So congratulations to everyone who helped to charge those batteries. Sure. And everyone's welcome. You don't have to be a member of the Aetherius Society to come and help us do that. And we do it also in Michigan, we do it in Los Angeles and in Auckland in New Zealand.
Sure, thank you for that. So what message of hope would you like to give to people who do feel disheartened? Just a quick sentence or two about the world situations that are going on and the dying.
It's easy to feel disheartened. It's understandable to feel. In fact, you'd be something wrong with you if you didn't, I think. But just have that belief in something real, as I say, which is prayer energy, and just start acting, and that will change your whole approach, because then you're doing everything you can. Yeah. And if we all did everything we can, if all of us did it, the world would change today. Completely change.
Definitely. Thank you for that, Richard.
Thank you.